Ooh. And just like that, we've gotten our first look at the Avengers 4 trailer. I'm not going to say what the title is because it was in fact revealed not in the title of the video, however, because it just says Avengers. I'm cold. I'm putting this sweater on. It's just Avengers. It just says, it literally just says Avengers. Like that's that. And so today I'm here to break it down. This Avengers title. This Avenger, well, and the Avengers title and the video, the whole trailer is about 2 minutes and 30 seconds long. So let's begin.
Stay on. Hey, Miss Potts. If you find this recording, don't feel better at this.
So it feels like there's some sort of, message that Tony's trying to send to, Pepper Potts, who is, obviously Tony's, wife, girlfriend, whichever one. I don't even know. And I got this cool haircut, by the way. It looks okay to me. And if you notice, it's the damaged Mark 50 Iron Man armor that he wore in Infinity War. With all the fighting that he fought Thanos with, you'd expect it to be somewhat broken, but I didn't think it could actually be removable in just like a helmet, because Mark 50 is like this nanotech armor that comes out of his skin, so like there's no really way to like take it off or something like that. I mean, it could be like a old suit like from some other Mark, from like Mark 47, or it could be something like that, but like chances are it's probably the Mark 50 since it looks pretty damaged. And yeah, we don't really know what happened after Infinity War ended, because all we know is Thanos snapped his fingers, erased half my life. We don't really know what happened after that because it just ended off at a cliffhanger, and so we don't really know how this movie is going to begin. It's probably going to begin with the one scene that we'll get into later in the trailer, and so yeah, let's move on from there.
Part of the journey is the end. Just for the record, being adrift in space with zero promise of rescue is more fun than it sounds. Food and water ran out 4 days ago. Oxygen will run out tomorrow morning. That'll be it.
So we can see that it is in fact the Mark 50 Iron Man armor, because if you look at it closely, in Infinity War it has like that little like round shape. It has like that one that like comes up and with the like, I don't really know how to describe it. And then of course we do see how long ago Avengers, I'm just gonna move this up a little bit, how long Avengers Infinity War and Avengers 4 in fact is. I'm saying Avengers 4 until we get to the end. So yeah, we can see how long ago those were, and we can see that it was 4 days ago. Since he said, this happened 4 days ago, we don't know what happened. If 4 days ago it was the decimation, which is in fact what this snap's called. It was confirmed that it was going to be the decimation, and that's what happened in the snap. Thanos decimated out half of all living creatures. So, I mean, we got that, and we don't really know, like I said, what happened 4 days ago, if that was the snap, or if that was the last time Tony and Pepper saw each other. We don't know if that's like, the time. We don't really know. We don't know anything about a snap and what happened. We don't exactly know. So let's continue on from the trailer and let's get to the next points.
When I drift off, I will dream about you. It's always you.
Okay, so in this last clip of the, message that Tony is sending out to Pepper, we can see that he turns off the screen and to send the message. We don't really know how he sends the message and how she receives the message, and we don't even know where he is. All we know is that he is in the ship with Nebula, who is also a member that survived in the snap with Tony. Like, those two were like the only ones that on Titan who actually survived the snap. His other members were Peter Quill, who was a member of the snap. Drax was a member of the snap. Mantis and Doctor Strange, Peter Parker, all of those were snapped away by Thanos. and the only two surviving were Tony and Nebula, and so they got the spaceship, probably the one that, Nebula attacked Thanos with. Though that's probably the spaceship that her and Tony left Tyson on it, or in the middle of space, and we don't really know how long they're gonna be in space for it, but it's probably gonna be towards sometime in the middle, or like maybe it's gonna be during the middle. We don't exactly know how long they're in space for, how long they've been in space for, and how long they will be in space for. All we know is that they're in this completely abandoned space part of the world, and they are stuck there until they find a way to get back to Earth, which we don't really know how that's going down. So let's go on to the next clip, which is actually the clip that I want to talk about back in my last few clips from ago.
Thanos did exactly what he said he was going to do. He wiped out 50% of all living creatures.
This next clip, we got the Marvel Studios logo, the number 10-year anniversary logo. Even though that, here, I'm just going to move this down. Even though it's actually taking place in 2019, not 2018, because then it's going to be 11 years, not 10 years. So, oh well. That's different. And then it fades. The logo fades away, which I find kind of cool. People are also like, they should have this as the Avengers 4 logo, and that's probably what's going to be in the Avengers 4 logo. It's probably going to show that logo, and it's going to turn 10 and then fade away. And then we get this close-up shot of the scarecrow that Thanos puts his... It's not really like... It's not like the scarecrow thing. It's like this, like, scarecrow thing, like, of Thanos... His armor, Thanos' armor, he put it on there, kind of like a nut. The comic books, when he did that, I think it's like to scare off people or something. I don't really know. And then we have a shot of him walking in a, this, like, kind of field with, his gauntlet, and it looks kind of damaged. I don't really know if it looks kind of damaged. You can't really see it too good, but, like, at the same time, it looks like it would be damaged, since it was damaged at the end of Infinity War, after Thanos snapped away half of all living creatures, as, Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow, said at the end of this clip. She said, Thanos did exactly what he said he'd do. He'd snap away 50% of all living creatures. So we get the shot of Bruce Banner looking at people who I think he thinks was a victim of the snap, people who he thinks was disappeared, decimated by the snap. We could see people like Scott Lang. We could see T'Challa's sister, and I forget her name. It's Shuri. Shuri, yeah. We can see Scott Lang, Shuri, who Shuri might have been, part of the snap, faded away. And we can see that after Shuri, it turns to Peter Parker, and then it cuts to black, with Bruce Banner just, like, thinking it's his fault, because, at least, I'm pretty sure he thinks it's his fault, because, if the Hulk would have came out again, and then he thinks that the Hulk could have beaten Thanos, and everything would have went back to normal without Thanos decimating half of all life.
We lost. All of us. We lost friends. We lost family. We lost a part of ourselves. This is the fight of our lives.
This is gonna work, Steve.
I know it is. Because I don't know what I'm gonna do if it doesn't.
Ooh, this next clip, actually shows quite a bit. We got, the Avengers headquarters. We have Thor in, like, this, like, normal human clothing with, like, a shirt, and he's got, like, this sweater on, and then we can see, Cap, we can see Natasha, we got Natasha in Japan, obviously, it looks like it's Japan. We can see her, and she's looking at Hawkeye, who is now taking on the role of Ronin. Not like, the Guardians of the Galaxy Ronin, not that kind of Ronin, because that's like Ronin the Accuser and all that, and it's a different kind of Ronin. It's like a better form of Ronin. And then we can see that, Steve's holding, like, this thing of Peggy Carter, who used to be, his love interest before he was before he went into the ice in 1950, 1945, somewhere around there, for like all the way up until 2011. It was like somewhere around there when he, when he like thawed out and became an Avenger and all that. You can see that he's like holding a picture of her, and he doesn't really have his beard like he did in Infinity War. You know, it's clean, but he's still got like that slick back hair like he did in Infinity War. Like for an example, we can see he's got like at the back here. We can see he has the hair slicked back and with the beard. And in Avengers 4, he still has like this slicked back hair, but like of course he doesn't have a beard anymore. But yeah. So, let's move on to the final clip, which finally reveals us what this title of Avengers 4 is going to be. So, let's finally go on to that clip, and then there's one more bonus clip after that I'm going to show you.
This is Scott Lang. We met a few years ago at the airport in Germany. Got really big.
Is this an old message?
Ant-Man, I know you know that.
It's the front door.
That's me. Can you buzz me in?
Okay, so just like that, the Avengers 4 title is going to be Avengers Endgame. I mean, at first I thought it was going to be Avengers Endgame when I heard people saying, oh, Doctor Strange said it was going to be Avengers Endgame. He was like, we're in the Endgame now, and so everyone was all like, oh, it's going to be Avengers Endgame, and that was like, yeah, okay, that can kind of make sense, until the Russos were like, nah, it's not going to be Avengers Endgame, and then they were like, yeah, it was set in a different Marvel movie, and in fact, it was set in a different Marvel movie. It was set in Avengers Age of Ultron, when Tony Stark was like, you know, that up there, that's the Endgame. I mean, I was kind of surprised when I saw Avengers Endgame. I thought I was going to say something like Avengers Annihilation, Avengers Eternity War, Avengers Internally, Avengers Infinitely, something like that. I wasn't expecting it to say Avengers Endgame, because when it said that, I was like, oh, wow, that's a surprise. And then we get this one bonus clip at the end of Ant-Man and talking to the Avengers through a face cam that's through like a security camera at the front door of the Avengers facility. He's talking like, hey guys, like, can you let me in and all that. They were like, they thought this was Steve thought it was an old message. He was all like, is this an old message? And Black Widow was like, that's the front door. And he was all like, can you bust me in? And then that's all we get from there. With, of course, the logo saying April 26th is when it's coming out, which is only in like 4 months. So I'm probably what am I saying? I am going to go see this movie. This looks like one of the best movies ever, and this trailer was a lot better than the first. Actually, there wasn't really a lot of fighting scenes in this, but it was a pretty good trailer overall. I did like it. The song was pretty good. I'll be coming out with a music video of the full soundtrack on my Rides and Raffers channel in a piano cover on my main channel. Check it out, link in the description. And yeah, both those channels will be in the description. And I'll be coming out with a modified trailer on this channel in like the next 2 or 3 days, whichever how long I feel like it. So thank you guys for tuning in. Check those videos out on all those 3 channels. Those links will be down in the description below. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.